So just to introduce myself, I'm Silvia Bastow. I'm the head of languages at Arcwood Academy in Telford in England, in the UK. I'm also specialist lead in education, research lead and examiner. You can find me on the Twitter under Sylvia4, and I also have a blog where you can find pretty much all of the resources I will be showing you. My presentation is about retrieval practice and the problems we have been encountering in languages. Now, it is fair to say in languages we have always retrieved or recalled in some kind of a form. In the past, the recall for us would be vocabulary tests or the usual start activity where there would be translation tested, but it would be a testing strategy, not a learning strategy. You know, language being cumulative, you know, one lesson really follows on the other lessons, so it is very essential that students learn the vocabulary. With the technique of testing, what we have noticed is that our students were doing pretty well and the results were really good in the end of unit exams because the knowledge was still fresh in the memory and they could access it quite easily. But when it came to the end of a year exam or end of course exam, the results were not so great, and we had to, students forgotten quite a lot of knowledge and we had to almost reteach. So last year during the lockdown, I have spent a lot of time researching retrieval practice. I have read lots of books, one of them being Patrice's book on powerful teaching, lots of blogs, lots of websites, and I have spent my summer pretty much planning and implementing retrieval practice into our curriculum and into our lessons, making sure that topics were spaced, interleaved, and that we were providing feedback where and as was necessary. So from September, these were all in our lessons embedded. I had to explain to my colleagues and to my students as well what retrieval practice is, because everybody is very much geared to, you know, knowing what is my mark, what is my grade. So it was explaining to them that it is not about, you know, what you score, it's about your learning, what you know, what you have forgotten, and closing the gaps. These are some examples of the retrieval practice templates that we are using. Many of them have been shared by other colleagues, you know, and they are from different subjects, and I have adapted them to language teaching specifically. Many were collated by learning linguists. Some of these we're using in for homework retrieval, so that would be the web-based ones, like the one you can see at the very top on the left. It's by the website called Flippity. Many of them work on spreadsheets based. So if you have spreadsheets already, you've got a bank of your questions, it is just copy and paste job. Or if you have Quizlet, you can import them from Quizlet directly, and the Flippity will generate a flashcards for you based on what you import. They can be shuffled up, and there is a lot of different activities you can do as well. Now, as you can see, I like to vary the diet. I like to keep my students not bored, but also in languages, we have to cover 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So it is important that we test different type of knowledge. So it's not just all about vocabulary. Some of them are extended answers. You know, some of them are grammar processes and concepts. So like the one here, which is 5 a day, there are basically 5 tasks. One would be grammar based, conjugate the verb. You might have a list. You might have to find out the odd one out, correct the sentence because there is a mistake, or translate a sentence. So these are various activities you could use. Now, the cops and robbers is similar, I suppose, to Patrice's brain dumps, you know, one where the students write what they remember and then they go around the classroom trying to steal knowledge from other friends and obviously, you know, add it to their. So these are some of them. They are on my blog on the resource page. They are all completely free. So if you wish, you can download them and you can use them, adapt them to you. I would also like to mention this one, which you can see these 4 here. They are based on Retrieval Roulette, which is also spreadsheet based. And the spreadsheet was designed by English teacher Adam Boxer. And then the games you can see here, like Connect 4, Blockbuster, and Knots and Crosses, were then adapted by history teacher, Mr. Also History, who's also English teacher. and the template you can see, but then later on questions and answers in it, and they have a bit of the cultural background as well to cover the cultural capital. But what's beautiful about this is the spreadsheet has got a formula. So once you have put your data in, you can, as I said, import it from Quizlet, or if you are in a department like me, where we share our workload, somebody chooses and does one topic, another colleague does another topic, and we just join it together to make our life easier. It is a bit of work to start with, but you can use it every year. Once you click on the F9 button, it will generate a new quiz every time you press it. You can choose which cells you want to test, so which topics, it will interleave it, and it will generate random quizzes. You can have 8, you can have 10, or you can have 5, and it gives you instant answers. So it's very, very quick. The one I have been using a lot, and I don't know whether you know about that one during the remote teaching, is this one here. It is called Spiral AC. It is excellent website because you as a teacher can create a free account, so you don't pay anything for it. You create your own classroom. Once you created your classroom, you're going to get a code, and that code is the same every time you log into Spiral AC. You share that code to your students, and that's how they join the classroom. They don't need logins, they don't need any accounts. So once you have shared your code, there are 4 modes you can use. I mostly use the quick firelight, which is zero prep, which is brilliant for us teachers because we don't have a lot of time. All you do once students are there, you pose your questions. So you can ask whatever you want to ask, and students write their answers. Now, the beauty of it is that the answers are hidden. Okay, answers are hidden, the student names are hidden. Here at the bottom, this yellow line is showing you how the answers are coming. Once they are there, you click on reveal, and then you will see the answers there. You can reveal the names, and you will see the students' names. Once you have marked one of them as correct, it will automatically mark all of them correct for you, so you don't have to click on every single one. If it is wrong, you can return it back to the student for editing, and they will edit it, and you can see that the edit is happening live. The beauty of it is, at the end, it will generate a report to you. Report for your class, so you can see the questions they struggled with, the questions they mastered, but also report for individual students, so you can see individual students also who could answer the question and who couldn't. So at the end of your session, you don't have to worry about gathering any kind of data to have a look how your class did. It does it all for you. On my blog, there is a quick tutorial as well, about 8 minutes, where you will see all the view of the student as well. So here you can see some websites that I use for remote retrieval, Carousel Learning, Quizlet, Quizzes, Learning Apps, WordWall, and then you have also credits of any ideas I've got from other people and I took on board. So I think that's from me. If you have any questions, as I said, you can contact me either on the Twitter or on my blog page.